everybody. AutoNation reporting its fiscal fourth quarter earnings. Joining us right now first on CNBC with the results is Mike Jackson. He's the chairman and CEO of AutoNation. And Mike, it looks like you have much stronger numbers than the street had been expecting.
Becky, Joe, good morning. How are you? Good to join you this morning. Yeah, we had a very strong quarter. We achieved 45 cents earnings per share, which is an all-time record high for us. That's up 55% from the prior year, driven by revenue of $3.2 billion, up 16% in all aspects of our business. And front-end margins were helped by additional special incentives from the manufacturers, which gave us a tailwind of about 5 cents. So a very strong quarter for AutoNation.
That's right, 45 cents versus the 35 cents the street had been expecting, which leads me to wonder what's really happening here. I mean, we had heard some reports that maybe things slowed down the last couple of weeks of the month. Is that not the case?
No, that was not the case. And I would say the last 3 days of December were about the strongest 3 days I've seen in years. It was very strong. Of course, we as a company outperformed the market overall. So they're tracking the overall market. But if I look at our performance in states like Florida, Texas, and California, which were up as states, low single digits for the industry, we were up double digits in those states. So we had very strong revenue increases across the board. And as I already pointed out, we had additional manufacturer performance incentives that they did not have in their model of about 5 cents, which we earned at the end of the year.
Because something happened at Ford, Mike, right? I mean, I know expectations get ahead of themselves, but that stock was down like $2.50 that day. You didn't see any weakness anywhere, and nothing, even in the Ford model line, you didn't see anything that would account for that surprise.
Joe, let's talk about our January sales. We retailed 15,000 units, which is up 24%. Within that, the domestics for us are up 40%, and Ford for us is up 44%. Now, I'm not an expert on Ford's financials, but if I look at the product pipeline coming from Ford, it has a very strong cadence, and there's cost in the near term for that product cadence, but it's going to serve them well over the next several years.
That's what it was.
Our Ford business is very strong.
That's what it was then. It was cost,
cost
for the new models. Yeah. Well, you know what it is.
It's cost for the new.
If you don't know who does know.
It's cost.
Why are you here? Tell us why.
It's cost for the new models, and the new models are sensational. Ford's product development did not get disrupted during the bankruptcy, so it's still marching on. And I think it's the right thing they're doing.
You love all your children, I know that, and you're always positive. You know, you almost rival Mullally, except that when you weren't supposed to be positive, you weren't, and you were hunkering down. But it's been a couple of years now where you said this is like the dawn. I remember it was over a year ago. You said this is the dawn
of a new age. I've never been, never been more excited about the future of the American automobile industry. It's great as an American to see the resurgence of the domestics. Now I can love all my children, Joe.
Right.
I don't have any orphans anymore that I have to talk around.
That's because
you
learned how to make money at 9 million units or something, and it's going back to 17. You're just like, oh, you're like printing money. You don't know what to do with the stuff. You're like money bags. It's everywhere. It's falling out of your pockets.
But I would say this, Joe, we worked long and hard to get to this point. And I spoke out telling the industry that trying to have break even at 16 million units is no way to run an industry, and that the industry had to reinvent itself. It's a pity it took bankruptcy and a government task force to put the stake in the heart of Dracula, but it finally did. And that manufacturers, suppliers, and retailers are all profitable at a selling rate above 12 million units. Yeah, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to say as we gradually move back to 15, 16 million units, the industry is going to make a lot of money, as it should.
So take us out by telling us, this is Myrtle Potter. Tell us how good it's going to get. It's sounding really good. Tell us how good it's going to get.
I would say this year we're looking at another 11% increase in volume, both at retail, 11% plus, and fleet, taking the industry to up around 12,800,000 units. Most of that is underpinned by a healing of credit, and we're seeing credit become available in leasing and subprime, which were basically shut down last year. For the recovery to continue in 2012, we're going to need stronger employment and stronger housing. I think that will happen, but we need a positive development for the U.S. economy this year for the recovery to continue in 12 and 13, and I think we're back to 15, 16 million units in 13 and 14, something like that.
And you were on the same. You think we're on the same page with the government at this point? Bill Daley, Jeff them out. I mean, you're heartened by that, right?
Well, I think it is a pragmatic view to the shift to the center.
Yeah.
The shellacking sent the message that if they didn't move, Obama was not going to be reelected. It doesn't make me a believer that they are convinced that what they're doing is right, and that's what the next election will be about.
Right.
But what's happened since the midterm election is so good for America and this economy. I'm very optimistic and very encouraged. And I told you this midterm was going to be pivotal as to how this economic recovery continued.
You did. That's why when you don't, tell me exactly what's happening, it's like I know you know, so you just tell me because you
Okay,
are.
Joe.
You are, after all, a car
you
salesman.
got it.
You're at the very top of the biggest company in Florida, but you're still a car salesman. So don't give me the car salesman.
And
crap
this is
all the time.
and. All right, here's some more car salesman crap.
Oh,
I've been following Carl all week.
Yeah.
We have stores in Seattle, Boulder, Mobile. I mean, it's like he took our playbook.
Mike, thank you. We love you. You're our favorite car salesman. Thank you. We'll see you. All right, let's.